Morning all. So, like last Friday, I have literally just finished watching the next episode of Gotham Season 4, named Though They Who Hide Behind Masks. Sorry, I am in a bit of a rush. Um, all I can tell you is I actually did generally love this episode quite a fair bit. There was so many different things going on in this episode, but the first one that sticks out is uh, Detective Gordon going off to find Falcone to later find out that he has a problem, and he is basically asking him for help to take control back of Gotham from the Penguin because he is becoming a little bit out of control. What he doesn't realise is when he meets Falcone is that he actually can't help him, but his daughter can, which you don't see later on in the episode of what kind of influence or what kind of help she is going to give Jim Gordon. But I actually generally did like it. It's nice to have that kind of gangster element back into the series again. It was kind of absent at the end of last season and the beginning of this, but now they've got this gangster element back in. It has just upped the ante just that little bit more in this series, I think. The next one is Barbara Keene. In my last review, I said there is something fishy. That does get explained in this episode. I had a feeling it would be something like this. If I'm not going to give too much away, just in case you haven't seen it, I'm not going to do a spoiler review on this. But basically, from the start of the episode, it kind of the dots in my head start to connect, and then they just needed confirming, which actually did. Which then also brings me to the reintroduction of Ra's al Ghul, and there's an underlying plot line going on here, which seems generally to me quite intriguing, quite exciting. It's nice to see him back. Bruce Wayne, his role with this, he knows it's Ra's al Ghul, and he wants Ra's al Ghul to come and find him. He basically wants it, which I think at this moment, probably in his training stage, probably wouldn't be the best idea. But when they do meet and they do clash, I got a feeling there'll be a few lessons learned for Bruce Wayne. Which would be a cool addition to his advancement to be Batman, and his learning curve to become a better person, or a better hero that he wants to be. There are other little bits of this episode I generally did enjoy. You did see the return of the Riddler, who comes back not quite right, to be fair. The person that basically releases him from his icy tomb, icy-ish kind of tomb. She was quite funny actually, to be fair, I'm not going to lie. I can't go too into depth with this. I wish I could, but I can't. But that was cool, but he hasn't come back. He gets defrosted and he's not quite the same as he was. I know that'll probably change throughout the series, but it's nice to have the Riddler return back into the series as well. It just gives it that little bit more zest, because the first two episodes were good, but they needed those extra characters just to lift it up a little bit. But now I believe they've just lifted it enough now, and just to see the development of the whole of the series. All in all, like I said, I'm actually really enjoying the series a lot. I have to admit, like I said, the first two episodes were quite not slow, but they're just taking their time to get going. This episode seems to be like that kind of trigger to let it go back up, like gather momentum even more. I just generally love it at the moment. The thing I love out of all of this, especially out of this episode, is Sean Pertwee's take on Alfred, on how he's trying to advance Bruce Wayne, and he's trying to advance the Batman, or he's not confirmed as Batman yet. He hasn't named himself as Batman, but his progression to become the Batman, and how he's training him, and how he's supposed to be when he's Bruce Wayne. There is a great scene in this episode where he basically, Alfred says, when you're Bruce Wayne, just act like a billionaire playboy brat who's got loads and loads of money. And it worked. It really did work. So a little bit of it was actually a little bit cringeworthy to watch, but it was actually really good, because that's how it's supposed to be, like this billionaire playboy that just splashes out money all over the place. and then at night he's the masked vigilante. I just love the way this is going. I love the development of this. I just can't wait until next episode, which is not until next Thursday, but I won't get to see it till next Friday morning. Just really, there's, like I said, from this episode, so many great points in this episode that I actually really did like. There wasn't a lot of action in this as such, but it didn't need to be, because I just generally liked Bruce Wayne trying to advance his investigation skills to become the greatest detective, and Return of the Riddler, Barbara Keane's backstory, Ra's al Ghul being back in there. It just ups it up a little bit, which is very nice. So anyway, on that note, please tell me what you think and put it in the comments down below. Next week, I'm going to try and watch it earlier so I can actually do an in-depth review on this, on certain other points in the episode, but where I have to go to work, I can't. So on that note, have a great day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.